Coach, Shapen kind of got up favoring that shoulder a little bit after it looked like that quarterback power you elected to pull him. Was it just kind of precautionary? Can you give us a status update on him?
Yeah, we'll know a lot more tonight and then obviously into tomorrow, but thought that was the right thing for sure. Appreciate Blake's toughness. He wanted to go, kept wanting to go. To me, speaks volumes of who he is and the kind of competitor he is, but thought it was the right thing for sure.
Coach, Florida went 5 for 5 in the red zone, 5 touchdowns. Just what can Mississippi State do to be better on the defensive side of the football in the red zone?
Yeah, I did. I thought we had some opportunities to have them in long-distance situations, and we weren't able to capitalize. But that's what we have to do. We have to be better on first and second down to give us a chance to put them into third and long and make them throw the ball situationally. That's something that we've got to find a way to get better at and make people kick field goals down there.
Coach, what improvements did you see in the running game today?
Yeah, I thought backs, really played well. We had some huge missed opportunities in the first half in the run game, early on some drives where we had some things that had a chance to be really, really good. I thought once we started just going and playing the game and not pressing, those guys did a really good job of letting it come to them. So big boys, I thought, strained. I think what we've done from a lineup standpoint is going to continue to help us, and that'll be important moving forward.
You talked about the red zone defense earlier, but just overall, defensively, getting off to the slow start at the beginning of the first half as well. I mean, how kind of frustrated was the defensive side of the ball, and what was Florida doing to those problems for y'all?
When you look at it, they did an incredible job throwing and catching, being able to make plays in the throw game. I think at one point maybe they're like 20 for 25, and that was one of the biggest issues, is those guys both being in great rhythm and not ever making them make a play off schedule. So that was part of it. Love the fact that we come out, we go 3 and out, we get a big stop. Defensively, that part was huge. Again, offensively, we can't start the way we started. And the penalties and some of the negative plays in the first couple series were absolute killers.
Sam. Just quickly first to clarify on Blake, is it a shoulder injury or are you still kind of evaluating it?
Still evaluating it.
And then second, just on Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac was just really good in the locker room. He feels good. So he was dinged, but really when we looked at him, felt good about where he was in the locker room after the game.
Coach, you get to this first stretch of games, 1-3, and you got a really difficult schedule coming up. What's kind of the message to your team to try to make sure this thing doesn't really get out of control and snowball for you?
Yeah, it's just like I just told the guys, we've got a choice to make, and the choice is up to each and every one of us. When we wake up tomorrow morning, the sun's going to come up, we're going to have breath in our body, and we're going to be thankful for opportunity and understand that are we going to do everything we can to fix it, everybody in that room. And that is the message. And there's a decision to be made. There will be great belief and great energy and great confidence in how the guys are getting coached every single day as we're 4 games into this thing. That is a guarantee. And I think our guys will respond. You look at them this week and the way they fought and the way we practiced and some of the things that we did throughout the week was incredibly encouraging. Being on the wrong side of things is not where we're going to be and where we want to be, but that's what we're living right now.
Back to the run game, Kevon Lee, I think, had 52 yards in the first half, had some really good runs, broke a lot of tackles. Was he okay in the second half, or did he get banged up?
He was dinged as well, so we didn't have him in the second half.
Coach, if you will, take us through that sequence on the goal line stand there. You guys had a chance to get back into it and just had a couple of things not go your way.
Yeah, when you look at the third down call there, we're motioning. We're in a heavy personnel group. Felt good about that run. Frustrating for me. Blake was dinged at that point, and he felt good in the huddle. Had the ability to go keep the football on a type of a read scheme for us. And I truly believe that him in that moment with things that were going on physically doesn't end up keeping the ball. And that's where I wish I would have put him in a better situation and given us the ability right there to maybe even have play action up but take it out of his hands because of the way he was feeling. So on the fourth down call, don't execute, running speed option into the picture that we wanted, and weren't able to execute on the fourth down play. So, and that's the thing I also told the guys, everything that went on, all that had happened up to that point, you got a chance to go cut the game to 7 points. Go execute, play clean down there inside the 3, go get touchdowns. It's a huge difference in the game right there. And then they're able to put a drive together and go up another one.
There at the end of the second quarter, you turned down the 10-second runoff. You used your timeouts, did the same at the end of the game. Is that kind of symbolic of how you feel about it? You just want the ball one more time?
We wanted to make sure we had the opportunity to get points, and that was needed in that moment. And so at that point, as we're down a couple of scores, we didn't need to shorten the game. We needed the game to go longer, and that was the reason for that.
Coach, back here in the center. With all said and done, you have those 2 drives you just spoke about on the last drive of the game, and also earlier with the turnover right near the goal line. If those do go in the end zone, like you just said, those are things that you're working on with the team to get down there and score those. Obviously, changes the complexion of the game a little bit closer. Is there anything that stands out to you positive that you've seen your guys working on at practice that you liked, even in a loss like today?
Yeah, I do think the way we answered the bell from a run game standpoint, and we're able to run the ball effectively for really the first time in the last 3 weeks, was huge for us. We're going to have that moving forward. We want balance. We want to be able to go run the football. That's going to be a huge part of our success as we're building it. But at the same time, you end up on the wrong side of things, and it's hard inside the moment right now to feel good about anything.
I know obviously you'd love to have your starting quarterback out there still, but how important was it for Michael Van Buren to get some in-game reps as a freshman against an SEC team, and what do you see out of him?
Yeah, getting to live that experience is huge for him. Obviously having the ability now to go get coached on it, he'll be able to see those things and get some things cleaned up, but that's huge for him to be able to get that experience. Proud of him. Being able to lead us down in that first drive of his and go get a touchdown was great for Mike.
You mentioned just being in the locker room and seeing Isaac and obviously a lot of your guys. What was the frustration level in the locker room, and what were some of the emotions in there after this one?
Yeah, there's a ton of disappointment. I mean, we got guys that want to win, and that's part of putting it on the line and playing inside this arena. Things don't go the way you want them to go. It's frustrating. It's disappointing. We got a choice to make. And how are we going to go operate? How are we going to respond? What are the things that we're going to do to make sure that we're fighting like heck every single day to get it fixed and putting our best foot forward and giving ourselves a chance to go into Austin next Saturday? That game's happening. I mean, we're going to go play next Saturday afternoon in Austin, Texas. And so we've got a choice to make on how we're going to respond.
Coach, right here in the middle, you mentioned penalties being a problem for your team today. I'm asking you, one, about a specific penalty that happened in the third quarter. I believe it's still a one-score game, and Florida had the ball, and they threw a deep shot, and they called a PI on that play. I guess, one, what is your thoughts on that play right there, or explanation that you got from the refs? And two, just how do you get your team to, try and clean up some of those penalties as you move forward?
Yeah, I think I won't speak on anything specifically. I will say this, the penalties inside the game were incredibly huge from a momentum standpoint. Both holds in the first half, the defensive PI in the third quarter were plays that were not just, they were big plays. No, they were huge momentum plays for us. And frustrating in the moment, frustrating right now. But again, things that we're going to have to clean up.
Anything else? Last one, Marcus.
Coach, in the first 4 games of the season, good or bad, what has surprised you about the way that this season has gone and started?
Well, I'm surprised on sitting here and our record is what it is. And that was never the expectation. That was never the thought. That was never the plan. And that's surprising to me. And at the same time, understanding, again, I can't say this enough, it's up to every single one of us, starting with me, to fix it and have the ability to create energy for our guys, to create confidence for our guys, and give them hope and vision as we go on the road next week before an open date. And that's what it's all about. It is always about what's next. We got to find a way to learn from our mistakes. We got to clean them up. We got to be better. I got to coach better. But we got a decision to make, and I believe in our guys to be able to come into work on Monday and have a great mindset and be ready to fix it.